Imagine opening your door to find an eviction notice taped up like a bad joke, ordering you out of your own house in 72 hours. That's the stunt Lisa Hammond, Clearwater Lakes HOA queen, pulled on me, thinking she could scare me off my own land. What she didn't know was I owned the dirt under her precious community center and her little scheme was about to crash spectacularly. It was a cool June morning in 2025, sipping coffee on my porch at my cabin on Birch Road, Clearwater Lake, a quiet spot outside Boise. I'm Jack Ramsey, 52, a retired contractor turned real estate guy, soaking in the golden light bouncing off the lake. 10 years back, I bought the whole East Shore 7 lots, including my cabin planning a big project, but when the market tanked, I leased a few, sold one, and kept the rest, including the land under the HOA's community center. They were supposed to pay rent, but 6 months ago, the check stopped. I wasn't some deadbeat tenant, I was their landlord, and Lisa's eviction notice was about to light a fuse. Lisa, 45, with a platinum pixie cut and a glare like a tax auditor, matched up, clipboard clutched, khakis crisp. Jack, your cabin's a mess, she barked, voice sharp as a tack. Wrong deck stain, illegal mailbox, and noise from your movie night. That was a kid-friendly event. I threw popcorn, cartoons, open invite. You were invited, I said, crumpling her notice. Evicting me from my own land. Her smirk was pure venom. This is a planned community. You signed the covenants. I laughed, nearly spilling my coffee. I built this place before your HOA was a thing. You're leasing my land, Lisa. Her eyes flashed. We'll enforce it. Sheriff's on call. Go for it, I shot back. Let's talk deeds. She stormed off, muttering about lawsuits, heading to the Center Me Center. I wasn't playing her game. I pulled the lease agreement, Clause 7B screaming, 90 days non-payment voids it. They were at 180. I could kick them out legally. Lisa thought I was some grumpy handyman, but I held their headquarters tighter. I called my county clerk buddy and my lawyer, Sarah Klein, then flew my drone, mapping my parcels. By noon, I was at the recorder's office with Clara, a friend who knew the game. You sure, Jack? She asked. Lisa's HOA runs this lake like a mob. I tapped the lease. They stopped paying and tried to evict me. They forgot who owns the ground. She stamped my certified deeds and leases. This'll bury them, she grinned. I set up a table on my lawn, printing vacate notices for the HOA, citing their default 72 hours to clear out. I drove to their stucco fortress, air thick with stale coffee. Lisa and her board for sweaty suits glared. You're not allowed here, she hissed. I slid the notice and deeds over. Your lease is done. 3 days, or the sheriff clears my property. Her scoff was weak. You can't evict us. We run this lake. I leaned in. Your treasurer's got no rent records for 6 months. You're trespassing. Silence hit hard. Gary, the treasurer, went pale, dodging Lisa's stare. We'll call our lawyer, she snapped. Do it, I said, walking out, hearing her yell at Gary, why didn't you tell me? That night at the Lakeside diner, word spread. Ellie, a retired baker, and Mike, the taco shop guy, slid into my booth. You're taking on Lisa? Mike asked, wide-eyed. They owe me rent and tried to evict me, I said. Ellie frowned. They fined me $250 for a garden gnome. Mike nodded. Hit me for a gas grill, but Gary's bonfires are fine. I leaned forward. Keep those notices. I need them. Ellie's eyes narrowed. They'll play dirty. I smacked. They started it. My move now. Next day, I called Sarah, a land use pro. Evicting a freehold owner, she laughed. That's fraud. She drafted a cease and desist for the board and a public notice, plus a motion to void their parcel claim. We posted it online and on community boards by noon. 2 hours later, Deputy Sam Carter rolled up. Lisa says you threatened to seize their property. I handed him the lease and notice. He chuckled. False eviction's a felony if they signed it. I shrugged. Not charging yet. Sam nodded. I'll call it overreach. County might check their books. I set up trail cams by the center and emailed residents the lease termination, exposing the HOA's no ground to stand on status. My inbox lit up fines for bird feeders, threats over lawn chairs, even a $100 hit for a wrong welcome mat. This was bigger than me now. Then came the twist. Sarah called. Their books show $22,000 in upgrades, no receipts. Looks like theft. I didn't hesitate. Get the state auditor. Lisa's HOA wasn't just bullying, they were robbing folks blind. 3 days later, investigators stormed the center, hauling files and laptops. My cams caught Lisa and Gary panicking. News hit that night. Clearwater Lake HOA faces fraud probe. My drone footage showed my land under their building. Lisa went quiet, but her diehard staked, "Save our HOA" signs on my drive. I snapped photos for Sarah. A note slid under my door, "Back off or regret it." I gave it to Sam for prints. "They're cornered," he warned. My cabin's wood beams, every nail I'd set, were mine. I wasn't budging. Lisa tried a last-ditch emergency meeting on my revoked land. Residents packed in, some munching snacks. Lisa, voice wobbly, said, "This is a mix-up, bad paperwork." Ellie stood. "You funneled our money to your cousin." Mike added, "You tried to evict Jack, who owns this place." I held up a folder. "Here's every missed payment and fake expense, grab a copy." Neighbors snatched them, Lisa's face falling. She bolted inside, her allies gone. 4 days later, agents cuffed Lisa and Gary for wire fraud and conspiracy. Her cousin Matt got nabbed for fake checks. The HOA was dissolved, a trustee repaying wrongful fines. Weeks later, I hosted a barbecue. Ellie's pies, Mike's ribs, Sam sipping lemonade. New folks asked, "You killed the HOA?" I grinned. "Just showed M who owns the lake." At dusk, the center sat dark, boarded up. Mike nodded at it. "Plans?" I shrugged. "Co-op tools, gardens, no nonsense." He laughed. "Sign me up." Clearwater Commons open months, let resident run, no fines. My decks unstained, mailbox untouched, movie nights packed. Lisa's plea deal meant probation, restitution, and a board ban. The co-op's thriving, and I'm helping others fight rogue HOAs. One notice, one hell of a win. So, do HOAs breed tyrants like Lisa, or can neighbors govern without chaos? Ever faced a petty dictator or turned the tables? Drop your story in the comments. I am reading them all. Like if this got you going, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more real fights against the odds. Let's keep the lake ours.